Oh, oh, oh. What I miss? What I miss? What I miss? What I miss? The San Francisco 49ers have a game on Sunday. One more. And we're going to Vegas. They won a game they were behind. They won a game that they said Brock couldn't do that. Nah, man. Play the music. Play the music. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte. I'm Jason Aponte. The San Francisco 49ers just defeated the Green Bay Packers while being down in the fourth quarter. The first time Kyle Shanahan has won a game. 0-30, 5 points, 7 points, whatever the cherry-picked award is, whatever. Brock Purdy, for everything that he did in this game, in which, he missed throws, had the drive of his life. That's the Brock moment. That's the Brock moment. That's the one that they said he can't do. That's the one that they said, make him win the game. Well, he did. The San Francisco 49ers are moving the fuck on, and the Green Bay Packers are going the fuck home. I don't care how you get it done. Survive, advance. I'd rather almost lose than almost win. The San Francisco 49ers are going to the NFC Championship, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. This game bordered on at times, going to be the hardest thing to explain. Last season, you could at least say, hey, the Eagles, they injured the quarterback, right? Nothing you could do about that. NFC Championship game, missed interceptions, all that, right? Like how would we have explained this second round exit? How would we have explained it? So this went on the preface of being the hardest thing to explain to now we can knock something else off the list. I'm sorry. I was trying to get everything all set up. There you go. Look, we're having malfunctions already. My goodness, man. Oh, come on, Light. There we go. Stay with me, Light. Stop playing with me. Everything can't just go ahead and go to hell right now. Of course it can. Oh, my goodness. Stay with me, guys. I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. Hey, I just want to say, God, I want to say that I can't get this right. Whatever. No, it's a jean jacket, Brett. A Levi's jean jacket. I just want to say, if you want to come in here and cry about this and say that the 49ers are going to lose, then you can just leave. Because that's not what we're here for. It's not what we're here for. Everybody here wants to be able to celebrate, move on, and talk about this win, which is one of those playoff wins that we're going to be talking about years down the line. I don't think that they're going to be looking at this game. Look, shit. Joe Montana threw 4 interceptions in the NFC Championship game in which he threw the ball to Dwight Clark. You think 49er fans were saying, well, I don't think we're winning the Super Bowl because he didn't look good at that time. Who cares? I'd rather almost lose than almost win. And if you want to be miserable, certainly you're right, but I refuse to be. That's the game. That's the game that the 49ers couldn't win. That's the game that the 49ers, when they get down, can they come back? That's the game that Kyle Shanahan had to win. And it all happened. And I don't care who the opponent is. You can't pick and choose. Like I said, before Joe Montana made one of the most iconic throws in football history, he had 4 interceptions in that game. Were 49er fans celebrating going to the Super Bowl, or were they saying, we're cooked, man? We look really bad on offense early on in that game. I really don't know. This Montana guy might not be it. Like, what are we doing? If you want to be miserable, it's up to you. But I refuse to be. Taking 25. Pull out the tequila. Let's go. Jennings and Greenlaw MVPs. My God. That throw on third down to Juwan Jennings. Let me see if I can get this right now. That throw was literally like the throw of Brock's life. And And I know everybody's gonna kind of look at this and saying, like, you know, on the drop back, he had to wipe his hands, all that stuff. Fine. But when he needed the money throw, that was it. The throw to Kittle was really good too. The touchdown throw, I thought that was really good as well too. But the one to Jennings, which was layered, was just perfect. And I mean, as clutch as it gets, man. And yes, I think we should say this, and I'm gonna get to the super chats, guys. Just bear with me. Utmost respect to that Packers team. They had a fantastic game. All things considered, gonna be tough for years to come. Yeah, they they're on their way, man. That like I have to give them respect. I have to give them respect, man. And I think that there was nothing that you can say like they lost to the better team today and they didn't make enough plays. But man, uh, if they can shore up and get like a really really good wide receiver, like someone you can really 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 depend on, not Christian Watson's father who's like yelling on Twitter at everybody like a maniac, then they could be really tough. They could be really really tough. But yeah, hats off to the Packers, man. DJ Aram says, was a great game. Let's go 49ers. Let's do this. Smash that like button. Hell yeah. Michael Everett, time for beers and lots of them. Oh yeah. My goodness. So there's a few ways you can frame this game. And I think the way that you frame this win comes down to the person that you are in terms of, are you a naturally optimistic person? Are you a pessimistic person? Are you a realistic person? By the way, I think that sometimes pessimism and realism are lumped together, but either way, I think you can be one of those three things. And Rod, the Rams outplayed the Lions in their home, so who cares? I don't know why you're here, man. 49ers are playing on Sunday. The Rams are in Cancun. Keith Murphy, thank you for the donation. Aponte, let's effing go. But if you look at this game and you say, well, oh my God, they played this poorly, they struggled, all of these things, they're cooked. This is it. Okay. But let's frame it the optimistic way. Everyone wanted to see the 49ers win a game in which things like that were happening. You can't win without Debo. You can't win without you can't win without everything going right for Brock. Well, you got to check that one off too. And it happened at the right time. And in the playoffs, the opponents get better. So it really just boils down to you as the person viewing this, the eye of the beholder. Because if you choose to frame this negatively, then it really is just you're a negative outlying person, right? Like you're just regularly negative. But everyone wanted the 49ers to win a game like this when it was muddy, when it was rainy, when it was hard, when things weren't going well, when your offense wasn't clicking. And Kyle Shanahan, I got things to say to you, man. Whoa. I got things to say to you because I have a lot of questions. And I love you, Kyle, but I got questions. But the 49ers just checked off that box that everyone said that they couldn't. You can't win a rainy game. You can't win it. You can't win a game in which things are messed up. You can't win a game when Brock Purdy has to take you down the field. Check, check, check. Check, check, and check. How can you look at this game and now not say that you aren't at least a little bit more impressed because the 49ers aren't just front runners anymore? They aren't the team that blow you out anymore. I mean, they can be, but they don't need to blow you out because they've just found a new way to win for you. How is this hard to not look at this positively? Everything that everyone said they wanted to see from Brock Purdy before they gave him credit, everything that they said that they want to give Kyle Shanahan credit, all that stuff, check, check, and check. Check, check, and check. It's done. I don't understand. You can't have it both ways. You can't say in one breath that you want to see the 49ers win this type of game, and then when they do, say, I'm really worried. You have to win however you win. And in the playoffs, absolutely is survive and advance regardless if you're the better team. Regardless if you're the better team or not. That's it. In the playoffs, wins are wins are wins. I'd rather almost lose than almost win. Greg says, Jay, when it counted, Brock was money, no fear. He kept firing. He kept firing, man. He kept firing. It wasn't always pretty. In fact, it was very ugly in certain spots. Brock missed a lot of throws in this game, right? But that's the time when people's confidence shakes a little bit. And that's all he did was continue to fire. So again, how you frame this win is going to come down to how you how you have an outlook in life. Seriously. You can't say in one breath, I need to see Brock Purdy win a close game like that and come down to the last drive before I can crown him. I need to see Kyle Shanahan win a game in the fourth quarter that he's down more than 5 points. I need to see the 49ers win these games that they haven't been able to win. And then when they do, you get completely worried. It can't have it both ways. You just can't. Shout out to everybody in here. 245 people in here. 10 minutes into the live. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. The San Francisco 49ers have a fucking game on Sunday. Snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, whatever the damn saying is. Great Fox, Purdy finally came from behind in the biggest game of his career. Are we done with the dumb check boxes? What else does he need to do? Beat teams by 40. Have the ball in your hands with a chance to win it. Finish the job in a game that's raining. Maybe he's got to win a game on Mars. Maybe we should put him up against the 85 Bears. Do you see how dumb these like checkoffs have? Because they're all done now. The last thing is win the NFC Championship, win the Super Bowl. But all the other stupid checkoffs that everybody was saying, and all week, anybody who was trashing him said, I don't trust him when the game's in his hands, with the ball in his hands. I don't trust him when it's raining. I don't trust him when things aren't going well. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It's done. You can't have it both ways. That's the thing that you got to look at. This is the only way to look at this right now. One of the craziest playoff games I've ever seen, Mark. Yeah, absolutely, man. Why does this always happen against the Green Bay Packers, man? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, win it at any cost. Win at any cost. That's it. And I'm curious to see how the loudest detractors of Brock, Kyle, the 49ers, I'm curious to see how they frame this game. Monday's going to be very interesting. Monday's going to be very interesting in the national media. I don't want to hear, oh, they should have. They got outplayed. They should have. They didn't deserve. Nope. You can't get it. Eagle Eye said fix. Hey man, it's basketball season. The Sixers are a good team, right? I wouldn't worry about the NFL anymore, Eagle Eye. I mean, 1-5, 1-6, the last few games. I mean, the season's kind of been over, but win, win, win. Name of the game is win. Shout out Dre Greenlaw. Hell yeah. I mean, I've never yelled so loud at the TV for somebody to get down, but I guess Dre Greenlaw was trying to run out the clock. Dre Greenlaw was trying to run out the clock, I guess, but he's got to get down. And he also has to figure out how to follow his blockers. My God, at first interception, he's got a convoy, and then the man just like jumps right back. And then I'm like, what are you doing? Just follow your guys down the field. But regardless, 2 interceptions for Dre Greenlaw. Ooh, and I think, in that last drive, I was tweeting, if you watch the game, and this is not me picking on Ambry Thomas, but it was clear that the Green Bay Packers were picking on him because they were running that motion on the one side to Jaden Reed, getting him there, and then they were just throwing the ball on Ambry Thomas, who was playing everything, in front of him. And on the final drive, they throw the ball to Romeo Doubs on the same idea, right? Like he's keeping everything in front of him and he's sitting back. And then Dre Greenlaw sinks underneath towards Ambry Thomas's side and put the hands up, and it disrupted the play. That's a heads-up play. That's huge. But I will say this. If I'm nervous about anything, Ambry Thomas is going to get picked on, regardless. And if it is the Detroit Lions, like I believe it is going to be on Sunday, I'm on Ross St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Josh Reynolds, Sam Laporta. That's something that they've got to figure out and fix. Because it's very clear that the Green Bay Packers were going at everyone, with everyone at Ambry Thomas. That's it. Lenore had a great game. Mooney had the pass breakup, which, really saved that touchdown. The guys were slipping all over the field, right? Like, this is the other thing. Like, if you're worried about this team's defense, they were slipping on the field because it was raining. Is it going to rain again? Like, are they going to keep falling all over the field in the next game? There was some weird stuff going on. It just was weird. But they weren't executing on offense. Kyle Shanahan, why don't you run the ball more with Christian McCaffrey? We gave him 2 weeks off. Please. Please. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Especially you see the ball like slipping and sliding everywhere. Please, can we just run the ball a little bit more with the guy who is the offensive player of the year? And the pass rush. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm not being negative. I'm not being negative. But man, oh man. I don't know, Chase Young. I don't know, Chase Young. I don't know, man. And triple niner, man, hell yeah. Play calling before the half. I hated that. I didn't understand any of that. And then, ball don't lie. You get him a field goal out of it. Chase Young, man. Ooh. I don't know, man. I don't want to jump too far into this, and I don't want to say anything that I'll eventually regret because I can do that on my own accord, regardless. But yeah, hmm, there was definitely plays where I was just like, man, is he even trying? But hey, look, I can't without seeing the film, no. But yeah, pass rush, yeah, need a little bit more. The Packers do have a good offensive line, though. You need a little bit more, though. You need a little bit more. All the times that Brock kind of felt uncomfortable was because our offensive line was getting pushed back, and it felt like at times Brock had a hard time stepping up or leaning into throws, right? So it's it's something I'd like to see improve. If I was worried about anything out of this game, it's going to be the pass rush. I will say that, but I will say that they made enough timely plays. Run defense, I think that was a little bit of a Mark Espinosa. Thank you for the comment. I think that was a little bit more. Aaron Jones is really good. Aaron Jones is really good. I think that's a little bit more about the one person than it is that. So I mean, who knows? But I think Aaron Judge, Aaron Jones has been on a heater, on a heater, and he looked good, man. I think sometimes you gotta tip your cap, man. The Packers are gonna be good for a while. Packers are gonna be good for a while. That's pretty cool, man. They keep finding quarterbacks. Look at that. Let's see. Niners fan, thank you for the donation. I didn't win any of my bets, but I don't give a F. I hear you, man. Me neither. I have Christian McCaffrey as first touchdown scorer or whatever. Nope, George Kittle. Really close though, right? It's fine. I'll trade that for that. Just a little bit of salvation to get to heaven, right? Like that's it or whatever it's called. Or, I don't know. Oh my god, I'm losing it over here, man. All right, this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know why this is happening to me right now. Fine, fine. We'll do it this way. Good God. LaFleur and Shanahan have worked together for a long time. They know each other's system. That's why it was such a close game. Yeah. But Shanahan knows Joe Barry, and that's kind of what I was banking on the entire time. Like I expected Kyle Shanahan to run over Joe Barry. LaFleur doesn't call defensive plays. He may know tendencies. He knows that. But yeah, I expected Kyle Shanahan to run all over Joe Barry and put their linebackers in hell with everything. I mean, all right, look, let's talk about Colin. Um, let's see. Jason, who's also fresh and not exhausted from 17 games. Yes, 100%. Aaron Jones. All right, so with Kyle, a few things troubled me in this game with him. And regardless, he gets the monkey off his back when it comes to, the whatever points, deficit, whatever it is, however people frame it. Um, if you have a game plan that's designed around Debo Samuel, and why shouldn't you? Him leaving the game shouldn't put you in a place where you lose all semblance of your play calling, right? Or am I wrong? Like you guys can tell me if I'm tripping, but it feels like once like he spent the week and a half or whatever, like setting this game up for Debo, and then Debo leaves, and then it's like I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do. Like that's a little weird in my opinion. Like Debo can't be the only reason that you're like your offense like has to be able to. You have Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. Debo Samuel's incredible, and I think he's the engine in this offense, just like Christian McCaffrey is. But when he leaves the game, yes, Juwan Jennings on a handoff. What? Like Kyle, it should get a little bit easier, right? Because you don't have to worry about, hey, I got to get Debo the ball. Debo's not there. Hey, maybe I'll just give it to the all-pro running back, the guy who's the offensive player of the year. Or maybe I'll design a throw for George Kittle against a linebacker. Maybe I'll get Brandon Ayuk in space against in a zone and get him that dig route. Like, that's the part that I feel like I have a strong opinion on, but I don't feel like I know the answer to. And what I mean by that is, it's like, it sounds all easy, like how I'm laying it out, but I expect him to be better than that. Always, because I have him in high regard. The play calling at the second, right before the half. 3 timeouts. I don't get it. I don't get it. That was giving me Jimmy Garoppolo vibes when you didn't trust him. You trust Brock. You made him throw the ball a ton. What was the thought process? To set up a field goal in a wet game with a rookie kicker that you really don't feel that great about? I don't get it. And then on the drive that you start moving, you're starting to move the ball. Not one touch for Christian McCaffrey on the ground. Look, man, I love you, Kyle. I think you're the best coach for this team, right? I sing your praises all the time. But I would be absolutely hypocritical if I didn't point out things that I didn't really like. Croc said it best, I think, and you should check out his video on Twitter. Dan Campbell, when he went for it against the Rams, he could have just done that, right? Like sat on the ball or whatever, but he went for it to win the game. Kyle plays not to lose. Not to lose. That's a little bit more troublesome for a guy who has that many weapons, for a guy who has that offensive system that is so good. I just like, I have that, like, in the back of my mind, that's probably the last box he needs to check. Go for it a little bit more. Be a little bit more aggressive, right? Like, and shout out to JC211 as a Packers fan. That was a hell of a game. I tip my hat. Hell yeah. Nothing but respect to your team, man. 100%. Let's see. Tony Spira. Here we go. We're out here rooting for Tampa. We're rooting in Tampa for the 49ers. Then Cheeseheads ate too much cheese. Thank you for the donation, Tony. Appreciate you. Make sure you be safe out there. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna reiterate what I said. 22 minutes in, and I'm probably gonna get out of here, and because I can't even keep my screen straight and everything. And you know what? This young man needs an adult beverage, or 10. Because my God, watching that game sober was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Come on, ring light. Goodness gracious. All right, guys. Technical difficulties. I'm sorry. What is going on, man? All right, screw it. We'll just do it this way. You can't sit here and want Brock Purdy to win a game like that with the ball in his hands at the end, or win a game that is with the ball in his hands in the last few minutes, or win a game that's in the rain. And then after he does that, now say, oh, I'm worried. Now you have your box check. Be quiet about it. I don't want to hear about Kyle Shanahan and how many points he's down by in the fourth quarter. That's done too. But when someone checks that box for you, it doesn't have to necessarily make you say, hey, I think he's the greatest of all time, but you got to stop talking about it. And isn't that, at the end of the day, what we all want from the 49ers and from Brock Purdy? Is to have him win a game in that fashion? It's the last thing that he needed to do. And he did. He didn't play well at stretches. The offense looked disjointed. Play calling wasn't as good. It was winning. And he won. So you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and tell me that he needs to do all those things, and then when he does it, now it's just like, well, I'm really nervous now. Because he did something you wanted him to do? Or you needed to see him do? Or you needed his team to do? Because this team only wins by 40 points, 30 points. They never win when they have to come back in the fourth quarter. They never win a close game. He did all that. It's okay to be positive. It is literally the playoffs. It's literally the playoffs. The opponents are great. The moment's bigger. You have to find a way to survive in advance. Just because we said that we believe the 49ers are the better team, and they are. Wins are wins. Wins are wins. And now Brock Purdy and the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan have done something that now they can't say anymore. I don't trust Kyle when they're down. I can't see Brock Purdy leading them down the field and having when he's got to have it. Done. That's it. That's it, man. It's the only way to do this. Steve M, thank you for the donation. A win is a win. Suck it, Dallas and Green Bay Final Four. And Philadelphia, so the other Philly fans are here because I can always get a jab in there too. It was all scary in this game. There was many times where it felt like the season was imploding in front of the 49ers' eyes. The way that I would have come on this show trying to explain that would have said that this was probably the hardest thing to explain and the hardest playoff exit. Because it's all there in front of you. Home field advantage. Entire team healthy, aside from Deebo Samuel now. So we'll find out. You didn't have to leave the West Coast. But a win's a win, and a win is a win, especially in the playoffs. That's it. Don't care. That was the 49ers taking someone's best punch, being on the ropes, and then doing the thing that everybody said they can't do, which is put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands and win a game that was muddy and win a game where things were in the rain and not going well. So the rain, please stop it. Leave the 49ers alone. What is your deal? Why is it always around somehow? Chicago, Indianapolis, here. Leave the Niners alone. Go away. I thought it never rained in California. What is going on? Let it be done. Pray for great weather. That's what we should pray for. And yeah, they said can't win a game without Deebo Samuel. Check that one out too. All right, guys. 27 minutes. Thank you guys so much. I hope I didn't yell too loud. 261 people in here. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. A win is a win is a win. And the San Francisco 49ers have a game on fucking Sunday at 6:30 against, I would say, the Detroit Lions, but whatever at this point. All I care about is this. The 49ers won. A W is a W. This isn't college football. You don't move up because you beat a team by 30 points. You don't move down because you only beat a team by 4. The only thing the 49ers do, move on. One more game away from Vegas. Shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you guys enjoy yourself responsibly. Be out there, have some fun, have some adult beverages. I need 30 of them. Whew, it's going to be a long night. I don't even think I'm going to be able to sleep. But shout out to all of you guys. And as always, let's fucking go Niners. See you guys Sunday. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte.